Okay, so the title of this video is pretty heavy and maybe a tad bit clickbaity, but I needed to get your attention. And you're probably thinking, huh? What? No, is this for real? Well, I will go into what I mean, don't worry. Before I get into more depth, I want to start by saying that EA are making moves to contribute to the Black Lives Matter movement and have made a statement on their website, which I will link in the description below. I'm not going to go into depth in regards to the statement as it's quite long, but please do read it. I'm really happy that they're doing something beneficial for the cause and have pledged some money and resources to support the fight against racism. When you log into your Sims 4 game, you will all see this message. Black Lives Matter. We stand with and for the Black community, our players, friends and family. The Sims is committed to creating a world as it should be, one that is kinder and more connected and built on representation and inclusion. The last paragraph spoke to me. I am a person of colour. I come from a minority group and I am a Muslim woman who wears a headscarf. The headscarf is a symbol of my faith. I have seen enough cultural racism in the world, some of which I have just become numb to. I'm so glad that the Sims team have said that they stand with the Black community, but I had to question how much the community and other ethnic minorities are actually equally represented in The Sims 4. Together with a friend, we discovered something. Something that was shocking. I'm not sure that I've even seen this talked about before, but yet it is so significant, so please keep watching. Before I go head deep into the reason for this video, I just need to really credit my wonderful friend Erin Moriaty. We have a lot of discussions on social media and she was actually the one who initiated a conversation about how ethnic minorities are represented, which then led to this thing that we discovered. She's basically the reason why this video exists. Erin is also a Sim YouTuber. She currently does some LPs, challenges and a couple of Sims news and help videos. She is really bubbly and has an infectious personality, so please go check her channel out and show her some love. Ooh, so now on to what we discovered. I'm going to give it to you straight. I need to take a big breath because this shocked me and it was a little bit upsetting. The majority of Black ethnic hairs are put in packs which we have to pay extra for. There are lots of Caucasian hairs in the Sims 4 base game. There's lots of different ways you can make a Caucasian Sim in the Sims 4. Let's have a look at them, shall we? Here are all the hairs you get in the base game. Can you see the amount of Caucasian hairstyle variations and lengths? When it comes to the Black ethnic hairs though, we have hardly any in the base game compared to the other styles. What we are given is one hairstyle, which is the afro, and then different variations of that, plus a long braid. The afro texture for some of them are absolutely terrible. And just look at this, they've just used the same ethnic hair for both males and females, so we don't even get a variety in the genders. The other Black ethnic hairs though, which isn't that many either, are all put in different packs, which we, as a simmer, have to pay extra for. Why didn't they add more ethnic hairs in the base game? I don't have all the packs, but I want to go through them and list what Black ethnic hairs and varieties we have, just to actually show you. So, for the expansion packs, which if you live in England, the full price of that is $34.99. Here's Get to Work, which shows you another variation of an afro. Get Together has a side braid. City Living, Cats and Dogs, Island Living, Discover University. We have more braids and dreads here. I don't actually have Eco Living, so I can't see if we have any additional Black ethnic hairs in that expansion, but if you do have Eco Living and there are some more Black ethnic hairs in that pack, then please do let me know in the comments. These are just the expansion packs alone, not the stuff packs, and we actually do have some more ethnic Black hairs in the stuff packs, which I'm not going to list because that will just make this video too long. I was just showing the expansion packs just to give you an idea. Why are we not getting more of these hairstyles in base game where we have enough Caucasian hairs and different variations? Why am I paying $34.99 so I can make my Black friend? Why aren't more added to the base game? This just leaves a really bitter taste in my mouth. Please, Sims devs, this just isn't right at all. Please, please, please give us some more base game ethnic hairs. Not only do we have a problem with the hairs, Grim Cookies also talked about the darker skin tones in one of his videos, which I'll also link in the description. Please do watch it after this video if you haven't already done so. He talks about how the textures of darker skin tones are just not great, broken in fact. In most places, the darker skin tones have different blotches of colours, which you might not notice on a video, but it's actually very noticeable when you're in CAS and play the game. Also, some of the darker skin tones have a bluish tint or very orange, and some are very ashy, which I don't think correctly represents people of colour. The Sims 4 makeup also doesn't complement many of the darker skin tones at all. This got me wondering, how are they actually designing these skin tones? Where are they getting their inspiration from? Are they looking at pictures of other people of colour? Are they getting people of colour to actually review them in focus groups? This is why I have to rely so heavily on CC. I am a Muslim woman and I use CC to create my Sim self. When The Sims brought out hijabs in the game, yes, I was excited. I was really grateful that The Sims 4 had made a step into putting more diversity into the game. Some people said, oh look, now you can make your Sim self in the game. They've added hijabs. But I actually did not use The Sims 4 hijabs and continued to use the CC ones. I kind of stayed quiet. Yes, it was exciting, but then again, did they do enough to represent hijabi Muslim women? I've never really voiced my opinion on it, but I am now. I'll let you know why I don't use the Sims 4 hijabs in the game. Muslim women who wear the hijab actually wear them in different styles. It's just not one style suits all. Similar to Sims having hairstyles. Imagine the Sims 4 gave you one hairstyle with a bunch of different colours, and that was it. You'd be a bit annoyed, right? Well, with hijabi women, we are the same. We wear headscarves in different styles. Some wear the hijab so the fabric actually covers the chest area, so the fabric is a bit longer. This is to observe modesty. The current hijab we have in Sims is just one style with a different colour swatch or pattern. It's not long enough for those that are more modest, and it doesn't cover the chest. I like to also wear my hijab in an array of different ways, and I have so many scarves I match with a lot of my clothes. There just isn't enough colour swatches. Also, they gave us a couple of clothes that came out with the update. One being an abaya, which is an Islamic term used for a long dress, and this jacket skirt combo. Not all hijabis wear abayas. I do sometimes, but not all the time. I also wear a lot of Western clothes that are modest, but it's really difficult to dress like that in The Sims 4, even if you have tons of packs. You sometimes end up looking like a hot mess, or a frumpy grandma trying to observe modest clothing. There are 0 modest wedding dresses, so if my hijabi Sim wants to get married, she doesn't have much of a choice. If you are observing the hijab strictly, then it's all about modesty. We don't show skin, clothes shouldn't be tight or transparent. That is why I use a lot of CC and have to rely on CC most of the time. Also, one thing that I find a bit difficult is that as a Muslim woman, I don't drink alcohol, but yet my Sim self can autonomously grab a drink from wherever, whenever. That kind of makes me feel really uncomfortable, and I know they are trying to be more inclusive by adding hijabs into the game, but I also wish they went that step closer to add more things to make us feel more represented. We have a vegetarian trait, why could we not also have a sober trait too? I would love for you to share this video with as many people as you can. Let's get the word out there. The Sims team have already said that they are committed to creating a world built on inclusion and representation. They also need to start reflecting this in their game. I do hope that they see our recommendations and make some improvements. I know things can't be done overnight, but I do hope a dev sees this video or sees all the other tweets or videos others have been making about representation in the game. I really hope I was able to do this responsibly. It's so scary sometimes talking about stuff like this, especially if you yourself are from a minority group and you have been affected by any form of racism or cultural racism. It is so personal to you. Sometimes I've become numb to a lot of things and I don't actively talk about it. It's very, very difficult for me. And so making this video was one of the hardest things that I've done for my channel so far. I'm going to end the video here. Keep shining, folks, and remember, Black Lives Matter.